Hello, it's me again, that divination witch. I'm back with a witchy video. I hope you're doing well. Now, welcome to my witchy safe space where no question's a silly question. So I'm here to answer your questions and to help. Now, this video is another in the series I've got going on about different spirits and deities that I have encountered, because I'm quite fortunate. I get to do a lot of readings for people and I meet spirits and deities that I wouldn't normally meet. So today it's a request, and that request is to talk about Mother Mary. So yeah, who is she? How has she been with me? What do I think? All that stuff. Let's get into it. So, hello and welcome. If you don't know who I am, my name's Sarah. I go by that divination witch online, and here, like I said, it's my witchy safe space. So I'm here to share my journey. I share what I've learned along the way, try and be down to earth with it all, practical. If you like that, hit subscribe. I do have a link tree below as well. If you're interested, I have an Etsy store and a Patreon. If you want to get a reading from me or want any help, let me know. It's in the link tree below. Thank you. So Mother Mary is mother to Jesus, or Yeshua, and she is found in the Abrahamic religions, primarily Christianity. And it depends, I suppose, on the denomination of Christian you are as to how important she is to you. Before being a pagan witch, as a child, I was christened as a Protestant. And being a Protestant, we didn't really say that Mary was like mega important, not compared to Catholics, for example. Catholics seem to hold her in much higher regard than a lot of other Christians. It's not to say she isn't an important figure in Christianity, of course not. But to a Protestant, it's God and Jesus, and then the Holy Spirit maybe, and Mary and whatever, and saints. But the Catholics take it differently. I mean, to my knowledge, which is very rudimentary when it comes to Catholicism, although I've been to the Vatican, etc., it's all about respecting the Mother of God as a deity herself, in a way. You know, I know that Catholics respect the different saints, and they call some angels saints, like Saint Michael. And to me, I mean, in witchcraft terms, there's a lot of folk Catholics out there. Folk witch Catholics, I want to say. Like, there's some Italian practices, there's some Hispanic practices. You know, it's very complex. It's very complex, and I'm not here to get into all of that. But I will say that in Catholicism, the way she is portrayed is not the way I've experienced her. She, you know, to my knowledge in Catholicism, of course, she's a lovely lady. She is a mother. She's a mother figure. Of course, she's going to be loving and forgiving and caring. And to my knowledge, Catholics say Hail Mary and, you know, pray to Mary for forgiveness. And she's very held up there with Jesus and God. And that's great, actually, because to me, mainstream religion's very patriarchal. I know that the first draft of the Bible had Yahweh and Asherah. Asherah was his wife, and she was also a pagan god, like Yahweh once was. And she was written out the Bible. You know, the divine feminine is often written out of things. So at least she's got some acknowledgement, is what I would say. The Mary you see in Christianity, in Catholicism especially, is not the Mary I have experienced. I feel like a lot of our mainstream Christian ideologies are whitewashed very much. Jesus himself, which I've talked about, he isn't a white man. He doesn't come to me as a white man, although a lot of his pictures are. And Mary is the same. Mary is very much a lady of Nazareth, and I've heard her being described by other people like this, but she's very much a lady of the times. And I've got goosebumps now thinking about her. She is beautiful, very beautiful. So she has dark skin. I would say very tanned, very dark. She's been out in the sun. She was someone who, I want to say a working girl, but I know that means something else, and she's not that at all. She was, working class, I suppose, whatever you would call it, like a village girl. She would have been out in the sun. She didn't hide from that. She doesn't wear blue. To me, she wears red. And I don't know if it was changed because the colour red was associated with lust and, I'm going to say it, YouTube, the Whore of Babylon. And that's all. It's all to do with demonizing paganism. That's what that is. Priestesses in older religions, there were divine prostitutes, like the Scarlet Lady. Jezebel is another name, and they wore red. Let's just say it was a nice colour to wear. It was a holy colour, to other religions, is what I'll say. But it's been demonized, so I don't see her wearing blue. I really don't. She has a red headscarf, and it's a functional thing. I mean, it's beautiful, but it's for functional reasons. To keep the sun off her, to keep the sand away. She has brown hair, and it's tied back loosely. And she had a nose piercing. And when I say nose piercing, I mean like a nostril and a big ring. A bit like you see in some Indian traditions. But a big ring and a chain that went to her ear. Lots of earrings, lots of bangles up her arms, and her fingers had henna, like red henna on the tips of her fingers. And she had red henna as well in bands going down her arm. And she wore a dress, and from what I could see of the dress and what I'm seeing in my mind's eye now was red as well, but I'm not sure if it was just the scarf is so long, but lots of layers of cloth is what I would say. And then her feet were bare, and she had bangles around her ankles, and she had henna on her legs as well. Now I'm assuming it's henna. It could be tattoos. I don't know if they did tattoos then, but it looks like red, brown henna. And yes, she wore makeup. That wasn't a sin then. It was functional to keep the sun out their eyes. Like a kohl. I don't know if it would specifically be kohl, but like a kohl kind of eyeliner. She is kind-hearted. She is a mother, and although she looks the way she does, that's just the woman she is. That's the culture she came from. She doesn't really care how she's portrayed, she's saying right now. Make her white, make her black, whatever. Make her, whitewashed, and she doesn't care. She cares about people, and she cares about her son very much, and she cares about his children. And his children are us, meaning those who follow him and follow his teachings. Now, I met her once personally, not for someone else, but personally it was the same time I've explained on this channel when I've met Jesus. And that place in astral, I always say astral, but in the spiritual realms, that he showed me that looked like old time Israel, Palestine. She lives there with him. She is grandma. And Joseph is there, and their extended family are there, and Mary Magdalene, and some of the other saints, and some of the other disciples. That's the word I was looking for. They're there, and their children are there. And it's a kind, caring community. She'd forgive anyone anything, mostly anything, she's saying. Not everything. Some things are unforgivable, like taking a life unjustified, hurting the innocent, is what she's saying. But she is understanding, kind, and compassionate. If you were to call on her, it would be like calling on, I suppose, any other divine feminine mother. She will nurture you. She can teach you how to be a mother if you're a woman, and if you want to learn about motherhood and what it means. Yeah. She can help with that. She can help with healing. She can help with being more compassionate, if that's something you need to learn. She can guide you as well to other people that can help. I suppose in a way it's a bit like Hecate in that regard, that she knows people who might be able to help you with other things, like, I don't know, she might guide you to John, for example, for a certain thing, or Paul for another. That's just off the top of my head. If you needed a lesson in boundaries, right? I don't know why John would help with that, but okay, that's what she's saying. And when I say John, I mean Saint John. Yeah. She's also saying she is sometimes known, she's kind of known as Mother Maiden Crone herself in a way. It depends on the era of her life. So people often call her Mother Mary, and more times than not, she's Mother. But remember, before she was Mother, she was the Virgin Mary. And when she was the Virgin, she was the maiden. And when her son got older and she was there, which is very upsetting to her, but she was there after he unalived, or was unalived, she was the crone. She was the grandmother. And Mary Magdalene was the mother. And Mary Magdalene before that was the maiden, as she's saying. And while I see, she's in my head right now. This is how I channel spirit and get messages through them. And she's showing me certain things, and I'm getting certain feelings. And I tried to ask her, well, Virgin Mary, were you actually a virgin? And that's a touchy subject. That's all I'll say. I have my own theories about it that I'm not comfortable sharing, I suppose, on YouTube. But what she is saying is, it doesn't matter if she was or wasn't. It doesn't matter. It is a symbol. It is a symbol, and it is like other mythologies. Like, we don't take it literal, although people do, I know, but we don't take it literal. She was blessed by God, by Yahweh. Her son was blessed by him. Like I said in the cheeses video, I don't know if he was the biological son, but he was blessed and he was adopted in as a son to that God. And so that's as much as we need to know. Believe what you want. She's very much saying that, believe what you want. But whether or not she had her virginity doesn't matter. She was still innocent compared to what she became when she was older, because seeing your child go through what he went through, doesn't matter who he is or she is, it's a lot, she's saying. And she saw things that she wishes she never saw, but it was part of her spiritual growth, part of her pain and suffering, to go through the things she did, to be subjugated, she says, an outcast and called crazy and a fool for her beliefs, because truly all she wanted was to help other people and to be enlightened herself as well, and to be with her God and to be happy. She just wanted to be happy and normal, per se. She's saying that back then, when she was the maiden and she was with child, and when she was saying that, he was the son of God, people were calling her nuts in a way. Well, in their own way of doing it, and she was shunned. I don't know how true that is. I'm not mega into the Bible, but she says a lot of what the Bible has written down isn't exactly what happened, but yes, she was shunned, and she was the village mad woman in a way. but she knew what was true and real to her, and that's all that matters. And that's another thing she can teach people. Listen to your own intuition, listen to what's true and real to you, because look, it's all came full circle. She's saying that once they thought she was crazy and nuts and she would amount to nothing, and now look at her. Now look at, there's so many statues in her name and people pray to her on the daily. She's holy to some people, and she didn't do it for the glory or anything like that. She just did it to help others. And it's funny that things go like that, is what she's saying. But yes, to kind of cap off this video, she can help you with boundaries, with healing, lessons in yourself, in learning who you are and sort of standing up for yourself, and lessons in being kind and nurturing and being a mother. Anyone can call on her. You don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to even be from an Abrahamic background or anything like that. She accepts other spirits, other deities. She's saying that she's sometimes linked to other deities as well, and she's more than happy to work with them. She's not going to force a narrative onto you of Christianity or anything like that for people who are religiously traumatized. That is man who does that, she says. That's man, not her. Total opposite of that. And so is her son, she says. And some things she likes. Figs. Straight away, I can see figs. She likes bread. Just normal bread, but if you know how to make bread, she would like a slice with a little bit of butter or oil, because some people use olive oil, and she likes the olives. She likes olives and grapes and wine. I mean, who doesn't like wine? She is showing me the dove of peace, and I think that's a Christian thing, but she likes that. She thinks it's beautiful. She likes peacocks as well. For some reason, I'm seeing peacocks. I'm seeing the garden at Gethsemane. I don't know if she went there herself, but that's what I'm seeing. Those sort of trees, are they laurel trees? No, I don't know if they're laurel trees. Cypress trees, is that it? The trees that you get in tropical climates that are very green and bushy. She's just showing me that. Just like nature, animals, animals are nice and sweet and kind, and yeah, just nice things, She doesn't ask for a lot. You don't have to give her a lot. You don't have to give her anything. But those are some things she does like. And I don't think there's anything else she wants me to cover right now. No. Oh, okay, this might be controversial, but she wants me to say, and this is, I suppose, aimed at some target audience here, but don't think that praying to me is going to wash away everything, because it doesn't work like that. She forgives people most things, of course, because we're all only human, and she knows what it's like to be human. She was once a human. But like she said before, there's some things you just can't forgive. And yeah, she doesn't hold grudges or anything like that, but it's more, sometimes you have to learn lessons, and I cannot take that away, is what she's trying to say. Because some people use her name and saying a Hail Mary or a prayer to her just says, all right, everything, like it's wiping the slate clean. That's not the way it works. Lessons are lessons for reasons. So if you've effed up, if you've made a mistake, she isn't going to just wipe the mistake away. You've got to learn from it. Like any other deity, Hecate to me is not going to just, all right, Sarah, that's fine. You cocked up. Didn't happen. Pretend it didn't happen. That's not the way it works, because it did happen. Even if she could wipe it away, it did happen, and nobody's going to forget that. You must learn from your mistakes so you can grow as a person. That's what she's saying. So yeah, there you go. I hope that helped. For the person who requested it, that's my experience with Mother Mary and what she's presented to me with. If there's anyone else you want me to talk about, let me know. If I've met them, I'm more than happy to speak about them. And yeah, if you've got any questions, hit me up. So, until next time, stay safe, stay witchy.